Mark, how are you feeling at the start of the season's approaching very quickly now?
It is very quickly. We're in good shape. Really pleased with the way we've trained this week. We had a good training camp in Charleston, as you know, and we came back and delighted with the intensity and tempo this week. But it's still early doors in our preparation. Everything's geared towards August the 6th, so there's a lot of work to be done.
Have all the new boys been settling in?
They have, delighted with that. Clint, Joey, Nico obviously are more senior ones, but delighted with Matt Crooks and Josh as well. Coming the way they've adapted to the squad. Lee Hodgson came in later and Lee's fitted straight in. So it speaks volumes for the quality of the squad in terms of unity and harmony, but they fit in really well. So far so good.
So a lot of competition for places. Do you see the other guys now on their toes because of it?
It has to be that way. It has to be. There can be no... I think we were thin last year with injury, etc., and we were definitely light. And I think there's some natural selections, should we say, obvious selections. But I think this year now there's competition all around the park. Matt Gilts has come in, been tremendous in training, but puts pressure on Wes, which is right. 2 top keepers, delighted to have that scenario. You look at Lee Hodgson in terms of fullbacks, you look at Clint, centre halves, and Joey obviously, and Jordan Roster's not with us yet, he's away with England, but he'll join us as well. So we're in good shape, 1 or 2 more possibly as well, and see how we are come August the 6th.
What's the situation at the moment with Joe Dodo at the moment?
I had to laugh there, make sure you got that one right. But no, we're trying to get things to completion. I think it's paperwork between the clubs, and hopefully if all goes well, we can welcome him early next week. But as yet, it's not finalised.
Where do you see him fitting into your team?
I see him as a young, exciting striker. I see him probably more central than wide, but we like players who have that flexibility of offering us width. So Waggy can play wide right and central, of course. Harry Forster, likewise, Barry Mackay. If we can have players with that flexibility of position, then it gives us far more choices.
Be quite a coup to get him, given he's been offered a contract down there?
I hope so. He's a good young player. We've got to add value and quality to the squad. We've got to add characters who add something off the pitch as well. He came in, trained with us, fitted in really well immediately, chatting away to Joey Barton, to Lee Wallace as skipper, to Kenny Miller and the younger guys in the squad as well. So I'm really pleased with that. So he came across well, fitted in well, trained well, and hopefully we can get that one done.
Is that a player you've been aware of for a long time?
We know about him. Yeah, we know Leicester very well. We know it's a really good club, top club, Premier League champions now, but for a number of years, some very good staff there, and we know the squad, and it's someone we saw a little while ago. And as I say, if we can get to completion, it'd be good news for us.
Have you spoken to Leicester about acquiring Dodu at all?
The recruitment process. The recruitment process is the recruitment process, so to speak, and Frank and his team will do that. And I know the staff at Leicester obviously very well, but it's the recruitment side that deal with that, and they deal with the numbers and everything else.
Still looking to get a defender, and is that your...
Defender, maybe one more striker as well. I think we need to add 1 or 2, need to have the depth. We want the young ones to go out and play. So we did it last year, and the under-20s environment doesn't suit them, so we want the young talents to go out, the likes of Jordan Thompson, Ryan Hardy, Tom Walsh, etc. Get the boys out on loan. I think they'll benefit from that and come back to Rangers better players, I hope.
Mark, it's the eve of the League Cup group stage, but just how much will this give you an idea of the Premiership season ahead, given you're facing Motherwell?
I don't mean in a bad way, there's no relevance in our mind. Of course it's a tough test. We know what Motherwell will offer us. I mean, that'll be a really tough challenge, tough place to go to, but I'm sure Mark will say exactly the same thing. It's very early in the preparations, and everything must be geared towards August the 6th. So that's where we are. In terms of our teams from Saturday to Tuesday to Friday to the Monday, there'll be very different combinations, giving players different amount of pitch time. Vary their loading, so to speak, but we've got to use these games as a pre-season programme. We have no other choice. It's not ideal. It's one of the 3 big trophies. It's not ideal, but this game has certainly come way too early in terms of the quality of opponent that we face on Saturday. So we're aware of that. I'm sure Mark's exactly the same, but we have to deal with it. But 4 games in 9 days with the highest ranked opponent first is far from ideal.
With it being the group stage, you're facing the Premiership side first. Is that as good as the League Cup group stage you'll get for yourselves and even other teams, do you think?
In what way, sorry?
Just in terms of the bigger teams playing each other first.
I think any ideal programme or high quality programme will see a lower challenge and constantly increasing near you get to the start of the season. That's the obvious one. We play Burnley on the 30th, which I'm really pleased about, looking forward to, and Sean will bring a very high quality English Premier League team up to Ibrox. So that'll be a really more than stern test for us. But in the meantime, the way the programme works isn't ideal, and I'm sure any manager, any coach would say exactly the same. And it's about, you can talk about it same for everyone else. With the greatest respect, my only focus is Rangers and Mark's only focus will be Motherwell. And you want the best for your club and give yourself the best start and best preparation to tackle the season ahead. So, not ideal, get on with it. It's not an excuse in any capacity. We'll prepare for it and hopefully deliver a good performance. But it's very early in the preparation stage.
How much will you be rotating your squad between those games, if you're Saturday, Tuesday, then Saturday?
Very significantly. Very significantly. A number of changes. As I say, I want certain players to get varying pitch time, change their loading on these players. So you see a number of changes to Tuesday, a number of changes again to the Friday. We'll rotate everyone from the keepers right the way through. Young ones will be included as well. So we're very aware of the significance of the competition. But most importantly for us has to be our preparation for August 6th.
Is there a chance of seeing the likes of Joey Barton and Nico Cranshaw tomorrow? Is it too soon for them?
Probably too early for Joey tomorrow. Maybe see Nico tomorrow, maybe for a small period, and then look to introduce both of them on Tuesday in a greater capacity, but again limited in amount of time. We have to build it. I'm repeating myself here, but we have to gear towards the start of the league campaign. So there's no point rushing players unnecessarily now. We've got to make sure that we're ready for the start of that campaign. So look after each individual player. Likewise, Matt Gilks, Wes will absolutely start tomorrow. And then Matt will come in on Tuesday and rotate the keepers as well, right the way through the team. Lee Hodgson will come in and start on Tuesday and introduce those players. Josh Windass will start on Tuesday again. So we'll look at it and see how we can use the squad.
Is it an unusual one for you where you're probably consulting your sports science staff and your medical staff about who's to pick in what game, and just to
we talk every day about that. We meet every morning, we talk every day, all day, and I'll get Craig will update us on every single individual player and all of his staff and the staff here first class. So there's no lack of communication. We know where every player is in terms of his readiness and his preparation, but we have to make sure we do the right thing by each individual player.
Okay. Mark, the squad numbers are out today. What kind of significance do you put on them?
On the squad numbers, in terms of
With Joey Barton number 8, it's quite a big number for Rangers.
Yeah, I think some players, they come in and they look at the available numbers, and it's important. Some of the senior players earn their numbers quite rightly, and I think it's important. But if players are comfortable with the numbers, whether they're 33, whether they're 8, whether they're 4, whether they're 29, it is what it is. But each person differs.
Paul Gascoigne was number 8, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst was number 8. Can you see Joey making a similar impact?
He's not a bad player, is he, Joey? He's got a good, impressive CV. Tremendous year last year, and I think it's a very positive move by the club and very good for Joey as well. So I think everyone wins from that move. So seeing Joey with Rangers is good news. He's got a big number there, but I'm sure he's got more than enough qualities to fill that number.
Just finally from you signed your own contract this week. How pleasing is that to get that all done before the season starts?
Yeah, some stories were coming out, but I mean the simple fact, as I've said many times before, was I went on vacation for 2 weeks. It was no more than that, and the board and the owner have been very busy on a number of different aspects. There's no doubt about that. So it was just a case of the parties coming together. The communication lines with Stuart and Andrew Dixon have been first class, between David and myself, and delighted to get it done. And we look forward now to hopefully going to the next stage of the building process.
Just finally, Mark, Celtic result midweek surprised a lot of people. Brendan Rodgers well. How will he react to that initial setback?
I think you would agree. It's not my job to comment on Celtic. It wouldn't be right. I know Brendan wouldn't comment on Rangers. So Brendan is a top quality manager. That's what I tell you. I've worked with him. He's a top quality manager. I'm sure he'll take the club forward.
Does the result give you any indication of your competitors for the season?
Not at all. None whatsoever.